Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Nissan Versa. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ken Garf Nissan here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this Versa. I'm going to include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 1.6 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic. Fuel economy is 32 around town and then 40 on the highway, with power outputs being 122 horsepower and then 114 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see here with the lines on either side, I think it looks really sharp, and this blue paint, it definitely pops. And then popping down below, look at the headlight design here. I like the little accent piece. And then you got more of that chrome trim there as well. And then you got the new style Nissan logo. And putting it all together, like I said, in blue, this thing definitely pops. Now around the side here, our turn wheel setup is 205, 55, 16 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, they actually have a really cool design again for a more baseline car. Got the silver mixed with the metallic gray. And then notice how the mirror caps and the door handles are all darker in coloration. And then here is your full side view with the Versa. And then taking a look at the key fob here. Yep, no buttons, nothing. It's just a regular key. So that means you got a little keyhole here on the trunk because you got to use the key to open up said trunk. But yeah, storage space in here, I think it's pretty dang solid. Again, for a small car, you got the cargo netting there as well. And then when you're all done, just plop that down. You can see the Versa badge there off to the side. You got the Nissan logo, and then taillights actually look pretty sweet. And then you have parking sensors there, and then I like the carbon fiber print here at the bottom. That's kind of silly. But putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here with the Versa. Now taking a look at the door panel, it's more basic with the material use, but again you got that like carbon fiber print trim there. And we've got cloth seats here. I like that design in the center. Kind of reminds me of some of the Mitsubishi seats like in the Mirage. And then legroom back here, again it's a Versa, it's not a massive car, but it's okay. And then we've got a little storage pocket right there. And then headroom back here, I mean I'm almost touching the top but not quite. Now taking a look at the front door panel, again pretty basic with material use, just like the back, and then you got the carbon fiber print there. Window controls here, and then you can see the mirror adjustment. There's a quick look at the mirror itself. Okay, now looking at the seat again, you got all the cloth trim down the center, manual adjustments here, and then you can see stuff for like the parking sensors, your lane departure, collision assistance, stability control, and then for your gas cap release, and then the hood release there, and then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. And I like how it looks like it's stitching in soft touch, but it's just plastic trim. That's kind of interesting. Same thing, the dash looked like it'd be soft touch, but it's not. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, it's kind of like softer touch, but again more basic with the material use. You got your cruise control, you got your volume voice command controls as well, and then your regular stocks there on the back. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster, you can see analog gauges on either side, and then you got that little screen there in the center to give you basic information like, you know, fuel economy, how much range you have. Pretty standard. And then in reverse, we do have a backup camera there with trajectory lines. Resolution with it's decent. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's actually a touchscreen, which surprised me because I feel like this car is definitely a little bit of a throwback. But you do have analog buttons there, and I like how you have for the volume and tuner button, and then you've got your single zone climate as well. Little charging ports right there, and then some storage. And we have our shifter here for the CVT. Some cup holders, got your parking brake, more storage, USBs here, which is kind of funny with the pull-up tab. And then more storage there. And with the glove box, yeah, pretty solid. And then like, fake stitching across the dash there. And then just a manual mirror dimmer. And then here's the window sticker for this Versa. You guys can see all the standard equipment right there. And then there is your base MSRP after all options. $20,635 total MSRP. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and Oh, there's even gotta move my trap out of the way. There's even the little carbon fiber print on top of the shifter. That's interesting. Versa. Reminds me a lot of the Mitsubishi Mirage in terms of how the interior is. It's definitely different. It's definitely a different vehicle, but there's a lot that this has that kind of reminds me. Also, I don't remember this driveway being that sloped. It's kind of scary. You know, it's not bad for a little engine, right? It's in a little car, so it seems like it moves it just fine. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't, even though this is definitely more of like an analog experience, it doesn't feel bad. Yeah, I mean, that power's not bad for around town. Like, yeah, you got to get into it a bit, but no complaints from me. I think that Lexus almost ran a red light. Now I can't. I was gonna make a right-hand turn, but I can't see anything that's going through here, so I can't make a right-hand turn. What was this Lexus thinking? Who knows? Okay, I should be good now. Yeah. Again, it's not a rocket ship, but it's got a zippy feel to it. It's not bad. And again, it's an economy car, so like suspension, it's comfortable enough, but it's not a luxury car by any means. It's definitely going deep into its economy roots. But I will say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this. And the CVT is pretty quick. So to sum things up, I think that this, hopefully I didn't say Sentra in this video once, because I always get the Sentra and Versa mixed up in my mind for some reason. I don't know why, because they're not in the same car, but for some reason my brain just is like, Sentra, Versa, same thing. But anyways, I like how the Versa drives. I think it looks pretty good. It's very reasonably priced for, you know, a brand new car. $20,000. That is very reasonably priced. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely more of an analog experience, but like, I think that more and more people are realizing that this is what they want. They want this analog type experience because it's less stuff that's going to break, so you can depend on it more. And again, like a lot of the fancy bells and whistles in modern cars, it's like, do you even use half of them? Like, I think about that all the time in my cars. Like, you've got the, you know, big tablet infotainment systems, and all I ever use mine for is to change the radio stations. So like, this works just as well as the monstrosity of a screen that I have in my vehicle. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think that, you know, although these aren't necessarily the most profitable for automakers, I applaud automakers like Nissan that still make these, because I think they're very important cars. I think it's important for us to have affordable new cars in the US market. And man, that backup camera is actually pretty, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like some backup cameras, just because the resolution and how they have the line set up, it's kind of hard to be precise. But I mean, I was pretty much able to just go in a straight line. It was awful by a little bit, but... What are you beeping at, the fence? That's loud. Let me know what you guys think about the Versa.